Today, we are going to talk about data access rate limit. So first, what is rate monitoring and limiting? A rate monitor tracks how much data a user is consuming over a given period of time. A rate limit is a threshold of data consumption that can trigger an action. Typical actions are generating a notification, or stopping the flow of data, or both. The ability to monitor and limit the rate of data consumption is important for multiple use cases. One is the prevention of access from stolen credentials. Another is providing the smallest amount of data required to do the job based on the user's role. Another could be limiting how much data someone can access based on what's normal for that role. Can data access rate monitoring and limiting be done using Snowflake's native capabilities? It's a good question, but the answer is unfortunately no. Here's why. Data is retrieved from databases like Snowflake using the SQL language. When you issue a query, the database interprets the query and then returns all the data requested at one time. We can see here when I run this simple query, all 2,000 rows of the data is returned to me. This is the way SQL is designed. Snowflake has role-based access controls built in, but these controls are still designed to provide all of the requested data at once. So a Snowflake user gets either all of the requested data or none of it. There's no in between. The concept of automatically stopping the results of a query midstream simply does not exist natively. This limitation applies to most, if not all, SQL databases. It's not something that's unique to Snowflake. You may ask if a solution could be built using user-defined functions and Snowflake's query history. It may be possible if you have the time and technical resources available. Or you could just use ALTR. The ALTR thresholds feature is a way to get rate monitoring and limiting in 4 simple steps. First, if you haven't already done so, connect your Snowflake database to ALTR from the Data Sources page, and optionally check the Tag Data by Classification button. This process will scan your data and tag columns that contain sensitive data with the type of data they contain. Next, choose to connect the columns you want to monitor from the Data Management page. You can add columns by clicking the Connect Column button and choosing the desired column in the drop-down menus. Or, if you enable data classification, you can choose and connect columns directly from the classification results report by clicking on the classifier name and choosing from the list of columns currently tagged as containing email addresses, as an example. Next, add a lock to group together the sensitive columns that you want to put limits on. And then create a threshold that enforces the desired policy. Here we are creating a threshold that applies to account admins and sysadmins that limits access to the ID column in the customer table to no more than 10 records per minute. Let's test the threshold in Snowflake. First, we will query the customers table as the account admin role with a limit of 10 records. We are able to see the customer table's ID column for these 10 records. When we issue another query that has no limit clause, we see that the threshold kicks in, and at the desired limit, it starts replacing the ID column with nulls, effectively preventing the user from seeing any more data than desired while allowing the query to complete. If we look at the anomalies page in ALTR, we see that an anomaly audit record is created and shows the threshold was violated, what user caused it, and the name of the threshold policy that was violated. Only the violating user will be blocked. Other users in the same role that have not exceeded the limit can still get data so long as they themselves don't exceed the limit. The anomaly records can be published to your SIM source systems for investigation and resolution. After your security team does that investigation, they can manually resolve the anomaly from the ALTR portal shown here. Or the resolution for the anomaly can be integrated directly into your existing workflow by using ALTR's management API. So to summarize, rate limiting lets you take real-time action when access exceeds what is normal for a particular role. This feature is necessary to protect against credentialed access data breaches and only ALTR has this capability.